Hello and welcome to everyone who is watching, whether you are with us live on December 8th or you are watching us after the fact. We're very happy to have you. It is Southwest Minnesota Arts Council's honor to have Deb Meyer currently in our gallery in downtown Marshall. If you would like to see this exhibit titled Sri Lanka in Watercolors in person, the exhibit runs through December 22nd. Our hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon and 1 to 4 p.m. If these times don't work for you, please feel free to contact SMAC to set up another time for viewing, and we would be happy to accommodate. Now it's time that I'd like to welcome and introduce our featured artist, Deb Meyer. She lives in Madison, Minnesota, and received an individual artist grant in 2020 from SMAC to complete a series of painting that's currently in our gallery, specifically to custom frame 10 pieces. Deb exhibits her art locally and has many paintings in her collection in addition to the Sri Lanka series. Regarding this series, Deb said she's always had an interest in art, and now in retirement, she can dedicate more time to a growing passion. She took an online class in watercolor portraits, and people are her favorite subject. Apologize for my cat's back there.
You're entertaining.
Sri Lanka in Watercolors is an opportunity for her to relive the time she spent in Sri Lanka on a mission trip 15 years ago. She traveled with 32 volunteers from Minnesota to help Sri Lankan coastal villages recover from the devastating tsunami that occurred in December of 2004 following an earthquake off the shore of Indonesia. She was in Sri Lanka for 4 weeks in February of 2005. Deb said that experiencing a different culture was enlightening as she was not a well-traveled person. She said the people she met were very gracious, even after losing most of what little they had. Their smiles and resilience inspires her. As she was looking for painting ideas, she remembered the photos she had from this trip. Most of the ones she used for reference in this series were taken by Paul Jackson of Monticello, Minnesota, and she uses them with his permission. So I will turn it over, Deb, to you if there's anything else you wanted to add or say.
I just want to thank Crystal for putting together the video of my work that's in Marshall, and thank you to anybody who's tuned in to view it.
Great. I'll start sharing my screen. We'll do the virtual tour of all of the things. There'll be a little bit of light background music going on. It's about 5.5 minutes long. That's the whole video.
Mhm.
So I know you do have other things to get to. We'll probably just ask a couple of questions ourselves and then we can wrap it up.
Okay.
I just had a question of, I think when I was looking, do you have a website or do people follow your work more online? Like how do people follow your work if they're interested in seeing more?
I have a Facebook page
Okay.
that's Deb Meyer Portraits.
And then you do commissions too, if people are interested?
I do. Yep.
And I know just from talking to you at the artist reception, that you do like some buildings and stuff too, not just people portraits, right?
Yes, I didn't know that would be an interest, but I tried it out, and yeah, I enjoy doing some buildings too.
Okay. I have one more question, but Carolyn, did you have any to ask?
I was just gonna ask a little bit about your process in like choosing a particular photo to paint, and were you changing much of anything for them to sort of put more of your own spin on them or anything, or just what that process was like of creating all of these?
I think with the Sri Lanka paintings, I stayed with the portrait of the person pretty much as it was, and the backgrounds I am still trying to learn to better my process with backgrounds, so I kept them pretty simple, except unless it was important, like the lady with the teacups, the background of her humble home was important for that one, so I tried to keep it as it was. I would like to depend less on the photos, and I hope that's something that I can develop, to put a little bit more artistic flair in them, if that's a good way to say it. I would like to. That's a goal of mine.
So I'm curious if you have any ideas of things like series or projects that you want to do next. Is there anything that you kind of have on the horizon that you're thinking of doing?
Actually, I do. The lady that I took the portrait class from said that the hands are the second portrait. And so if I worked with a figure that had the hands in it, I tried to pay special attention to them as well as the rest of the painting. And so I am, a friend of mine plays piano, and someone took a picture of just her hands on the keyboard with the reflection behind it. So I'm going to attempt that. And hands that are quilting, not the person, but what the hand is doing. Maybe a child tracing letters to learn the alphabet, a baby trying to use a fork. I'm going to try those things. So that's my next series. We'll see how it goes.
I think it sounds cool. I think that sounds like a good series. Do you have anything else, Carolyn? Any other things you were wondering?
Just if you had anything else you wanted to share with us, Deb, as far as other work that you've been thinking about or have done that you, I don't know, feel really excited about and want to share with us, or?
I've done a few commission portraits, and people are pleased with them, so that makes me happy that I have, met their goal, and just that I'm trying to paint as often as I can so that I can improve my skills. I enjoy it. I'm glad. I started it, and if I hadn't had the grant from SMAC and framed a few things, I probably would not have ever started the exhibit. So thanks again for the support that SMAC offers local artists. I appreciate it.
And you've taken part in the Meander art tours a couple of times too, right?
Yes, the first time what my daughter had to help me because I got COVID. And then I was present this year for it. I enjoyed that a lot. That's where a couple commissions came from. And I plan to be in it next year. And I'm going to change the site to my house. I think it'd be a little easier to set it up there. So,
Cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we know you've got places to be, so we can wrap things up, but we're very grateful for you taking the time out to talk with us a little bit and share your art and your process and everything. We're always happy to see new people getting grants or putting applications in, and repeats are fine too. So if you see something in the future that you need a little assistance with, feel free to apply again.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.